We're going to be working on the 66 Mustang today. So what we're focusing on today, we're going to get pretty close to start primering all our parts. I went ahead and assembled the fenders, the hood, and actually the headlight buckets, the extensions, the doors, headlight doors, I think is what they call them, this little centerpiece, and this rear centerpiece. That's kind of a weird spot, but anyways, I went ahead and mocked it all up so I can make sure that everything fits the way it does. This fender I got sandblasted. I brought it from California. Is an original fender. If you look at it, the way you could tell original fender, it's gonna be hard to say because this camera sucks at focusing. There's usually a stamp right here, and you'll see the stamp right here that says 79C or G3. I forget what this means, but it's the day the manufacturer it was produced. So I think it's going to be the 7th month, the 9th day, and then C3 is going to be the plant, which is mostly going to be, I think, Dearborn. We went ahead and mounted the hood. The Reproduction Fender is a Reproduction Fender. Fits really good, actually. I like the way it fits, so I'm pretty happy with it. I got this one at Summit Racing. I don't know who makes it. The box doesn't really tell me, but the stamping on here says TK, and also this piece is a remanufacture. Also says TK. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that, but it says TK on it. TK 17.8. This one's TK 21.11. So this was stamped in 2017. This was in 2011 because I just bought that not too long ago. So this is fitting okay. The lines, obviously you're gonna have to massage all this because you can make them wider however you want, but everything fits pretty decent. It looked pretty good. I'll show you guys some pictures of it. What we're doing right now is some of these pieces are stripped, and they didn't strip them that great. They did a pretty good job, but there's pieces where you can still see paint. We need to go take these to the sandblaster, so I'm gonna take it to my sandblaster guy. He's gonna do that, this piece, redo these pieces because it has paint on the back, and then this one's gonna get redone because it's all rusty. So we'll redo this one. And after we get that done, we got to make sure we wear gloves, because the first time I did it, I did not wear gloves. This is a sandblasted fender. I start touching it, well, your hands has moisture and oil, and that's eventually going to rust it. And the whole point is to start with a nice clean surface with no rust, because what we're trying to prevent from rust is, one, the piece will start corroding. Two, if the paint and primer and all that's contaminated with rust, it's eventually going to show through over the years. So that's what we're trying to avoid. You don't want to have any rust or any moisture in your primers and your paints in any of the process, so you got to be very clean with what you're doing. We're gonna go drop off the stuff right here in Holton City in Texas, which is not too far from me. Get that stuff sandblasted. Should be ready by this weekend, and then by next week we should be going over to my buddy's house, which actually has a paint booth. He actually restores Mustangs. He actually sold me this 66 Mustang that I own here. Became friends after I bought the Mustang, and he's helped me out a bunch on how to restore these things and how to do it the right way. We're gonna take it to him because he's gonna help me epoxy everything. Epoxy is really good because it'll keep this metal safe from water and moisture for years to come. And I want to preserve this car. I'm going to keep this car for the rest of my life, and then eventually hand it down to my son if he wants it, or sell it when I die or whatever. We just take care of the cars while we're here on Earth, and then once we're gone, we gotta let somebody else enjoy it. So I want to preserve this car so it lasts for many years. Once we epoxy it, I think we have a window of 48 hours to actually lay primer down, because if you don't, the primer is not going to stick to the epoxy. So that's what we're doing. That's the process. I don't know too much about body, but I'm going to be learning that with my buddy pretty soon, and I'm pretty excited about it. So let's go ahead and drop this stuff off and start loading it into the truck. So this is the headlight bucket, I think is what they call. Very expensive piece. I think these are remanufactured, like 120 bucks. So we want to keep these to save some money. Then I have these actually sit where you won't be able to see them, so I'm still not going to sandblast these. I'll just clean these up and paint them. Got our little centerpiece and these two little guys here. Daddy's watching Nixon today. Say hi to the vlog. Hi, Nixon. That's my son. He's a 1-year-old. Life has changed. If you don't have kids or you're contemplating on having kids, I highly recommend it. I know it sounds so cliche when people say it's the best thing they ever did. I wish I would have done it at a younger age and had more kids. It's one of the most beautiful things in life. Such a cool thing. Hi, Nixon. So heavy. He's like 22 pounds. And with that car, it's probably 30 pounds, but just the uneven weight. I don't know why it's so hard to pick him up. But update on the Tacoma. Gotta do a video on it soon. I finally put on the wheels and the tires, Everything's good. Took it off-roading and smashed the stupid step bar and pulled so much inner fender with these tires, but God, it looks so good. It looks great. And I already scratched them too when I went off-roading. I scratched the back one right about here. So the wheels look so good with the Falcon Wild Peaks. All right, let's go drop off those parts. Little pit stop. One of my favorite places to eat out here in Texas, which is really close to my house here in Watauga, Texas. Super good. The vibes are cool too. Every time I eat there, I feel like I'm in a skate shop. And I just realized just recently, I've been here a few times. In one of the corners, they had like old skateboards, which was really cool. It has like a surfer vibe for sure, like Hawaiian surfer spot. And all they sell there is shrimp. My favorite thing to get is their cocoa shrimp tacos. It comes with 2 tacos for $9 and a total of 6 shrimp, three shrimps per taco. And they put this like sauce that's like sweet and sour sauce that is amazing with some lettuce and some white rice, and then like the flour tortilla tastes like it's homemade. It's so good. Highly recommend it if you're ever in Texas. That thing's pretty sick. So we just got back from the SandBlast guy, John, out here in Fulton City, Texas. So this guy is great. I'm gonna highly recommend you guys use him if you live in the Texas area. I had him sandblast my headlight buckets, my headlight bucket extensions, this piece that goes connected to the valence. When you're touching bare metal stuff, depending if your hands are oily, your skin is oily, you'll leave moisture on it and it'll start to rust. So make sure you wear gloves. He also did this piece right here, which goes in the middle of the bumper and that one deal. And here's the other side of the headlight bucket with the extension. So pretty stoked on that. So the next step on this is we got to get this epoxy, which is going to keep the moisture out of it. And then after we do the epoxy, that's when you can do your body work and then you can primer it. This stuff right here, the SandBlast guy, John, was telling me that it's like a different kind of metal, which I think has like some kind of aluminum or something in it. They call it pot metal. This stuff won't rust, which I believe them, because these things right here are made of the same material and they've been like that for a long time and they have not been rusted. It has no primer, no protection whatsoever. So this stuff is ready for epoxy. I also have stuff that's been sandblasted in the past. My original deck lid needs to get epoxy. I have a pinhole that I need, 2 pinholes that I need to fix. And then this guy right here needs to get epoxy too. We have one more piece of bare metal, which is the rear valence back here. That needs to get epoxy. And then these little cans, I just rattle can them. You won't be able to see those. So I sand those down and then painted them. We're good to go. So that wraps up this video. I just want to show you guys the sandblasting. I was trying to film the sandblasting process, but John's a little nervous to be on the camera, which is okay. I just want to show you guys the process of what we're doing with this car to do the paint and body work. Pretty soon I'm trying to get the body work going. I want to show you the sandblasting, how I took the parts, how they were before and how they are now. If you guys have any questions, please leave comments down below. Here's the car updated. If you guys haven't seen it in a while. It's all still sitting here with new parts. And if you guys want to see my terrible welding, I was trying to weld. This is a practice fender that I bought that was pretty rusted. And I was trying to learn how to cover all these holes. And I was trying different techniques that you shouldn't be welding with this. So I was trying to weld with... I'm not even going to show this. That's how embarrassing it is. I already got some of my stuff welded that had holes in them. The next process, that video should be coming out. Then I got another video that's going to come out where we're going to actually start primering, which is this coming Friday. And that video will be out soon too. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any questions, please leave comments down below. Please like and subscribe. I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. So we're going to start assembling the rear differential. Here we have a gasket where we're not going to use RTV or any gasket sealer. So I'm gonna start with the corners. This is how I'm gonna start. We'll start with this one.